Hello everyone. So in this session we are starting with the next diseases. In the yesterday session we learned the introduction of health and human health and diseases. Okay, so in this session we will see the three diseases. In the next session we will continue with the other 3 or 4 diseases, but in this session we will learn the malaria, how the malaria causes and from which microorganism the malaria disease spreads, and the next one is pneumonia, and the third one is common cold. So we'll start with the first disease. The concept name is, yesterday I said you there are 4 or 5 concepts in this chapter. Out of 5, the first concept what we are learning today is common diseases in humans. Common diseases in humans. So we are going to start with the first disease known as, the first one is, so this is the first concept. In that, the first one is typhoid. Those who suffered from the typhoid, they'll have a better experience how the disease is caused, what are the symptoms of this disease, and how long it stays in our body. So let me tell you from the beginning. The typhoid, it is a disease caused by a microorganism. Which microorganism it is? It is a bacteria. This bacteria name is Salmonella typhi. So whenever I use this scientific names of pathogens, you have to learn all this, because so many of the time these type of questions that it got repeated. So repeatedly they used to ask in the examination. So typhoid caused by a pathogen known as Salmonella typhi. So this pathogen, it infects to small intestine, and just observe this concept. And this Salmonella typhi, it is going to infect to small intestine, and from there it used to pass throughout the body organs through the blood. Whenever we suffer from this pathogen, first of all, we don't go and treat ourselves. We don't go to the doctors and we don't use the medicines and all. First, we used to characterize the signs or symptoms of the disease. What type of symptoms we are carrying. After the observation of those signs and symptoms, we rush to the doctor and we take the medicines. Like that, how to characterize the disease? What are the symptoms or signs of this disease, the typhoid disease? The first is, so this is the causative agent. Which one it is? Salmonella typhi. To which organ it is going to infect? To the small intestine. And what are the symptoms? The symptoms are, no doubt, if it is infecting to the small intestine, definitely we will be suffering from stomach pain. And then next is weakness and fever, and then next is constipation, headache. All right, constipation, headache, all these are the symptoms of characteristic features of this disease. One more is there, loss of appetite. So these are the signs of the disease typhoid. Now what is much important in this disease, which is the main concept that we have to understand according to board examination, the symptoms you have to must and should you have to learn, and the bacterial name. All right, and these are very important one. Now when this bacteria infects to the small intestine, the first characteristic feature of this disease is we will be suffering from stomach pain, we feel the body temperature will become high, and with that the headache will also occur. One by one all these signs occurs in the body. How to recognize this disease? If we have all these symptoms in our body, when we rush to the medical, what he suggests, first of all, he don't suggest us, yes, you are suffering from typhoid, don't go and test, don't go and diagnose yourself. He don't tell like that. How he will treat, how he will check? First he'll give some medicines to the fever, again he'll tell to come after 3 or 4 days. When these symptoms and signs will remain as it is, he will suggest for the test known as Widal test. What actually it is, my dear students, this you have to remember. What type of test it is? The Widal test is done for the typhoid disease. If we want to check, if we want to decide the fever or the symptoms are because of this disease, which test we have to do? We have to do the Widal test. 1, 2, 3. 3 are more important in this disease. Okay, so one more thing, one case study they have given in this typhoid disease. What actually the case study, medicinal case study it is? Once before this invention, before the typhoid invention, one lady, her name is Mary Malone. Mary Malone, she was a cook by profession. Okay, so what I'm saying you now, I'm telling a case study, or just what is that one, history. Before inventing this typhoid disease and all, how they recognize, how they invented this disease. For that I am telling one case study known as this, just by taking one name, lady name. So she is a cook by profession. She prepare food and serve to many, and with that she was suffering from typhoid. Whenever she prepares the food got contaminated by this disease. Whatever she she used to sneeze, she used to cough, and the fluid coming from the droplets coming from the nose and all, because from those droplets and aerosols or from all those things, the food, whatever the food prepared by this lady got contaminated, and in that droplets the bacteria Salmonella typhi will be there. Whenever those bacteria transmit from one place to other place, the bacteria also going to infect to healthy persons, So she will become an agent, like a typhoid carrier. After that, the scientists, they discovered the reason behind it, and they come to know, yes, she was suffering from this kind of disease. The food that prepared by her, it got contaminated. Whoever had that food, they too carried the disease. Like that it was declared. Okay, Typhoid Mary, her name, after that invention all, her name, one tag they given, Typhoid Mary. Okay, but her actual name is Mary Malone. Okay, so all these you have to remember in this disease. The disease pathogen is, which one it is? Salmonella typhi. It is a bacteria. They used to ask in the examination what typhoid cause from a bacteria or from a virus. If they ask you to write for one word or one mark, just better you remember what kind of pathogen it is. It is a bacteria, and the name of the bacteria is Salmonella typhi. Okay, and then next, remember my dear students, typhoid is a infectious disease. It is going to infect person to person. And then the second disease is pneumonia. Pneumonia also nowadays it is much more spread in the population. So this pneumonia caused by a pathogen known as Streptococcus, and one more is Haemophilus influenzae. Streptococcus, pneumonia, and Haemophilus influenzae. So we have two pathogens in this pneumonia disease, Streptococcus pneumoniae and Haemophilus influenzae. Yes, this is also a very important one. Alright, what you have to do, you have to remember the pathogen name. Alright, Streptococcus pneumoniae and Haemophilus influenzae. Now, this pneumonia, this is an infectious disease. The person who is suffering from pneumonia, the very first thing, which organ they got infected? Their respiratory organ. Respiratory organ, that too. The specific organ is alveoli of lung. Yes, it got infected badly. The alveoli, this is the air bag, as you know in the last class. This is the air bag which exchange the gases from the body to the environment and from the environment to the body. It is going to exchange. All right. When this type of microorganism infect to the lung, the very first thing what is going to happen to the alveoli, this alveoli will be filled by a fluid which will lead to very it is a congestive disorder. When the person is suffering from pneumonia, their fluid alveoli will be filled by a fluid, by the fluid. When the alveoli got filled by fluid, they will suffer for that respiration. The pneumonia caused by this bacteria, it infect to the alveoli of lung. If the alveoli got infected by this kind of bacteria, it will fill by a fluid which will lead to a severe respiratory problems. Respiratory problems in sense he cannot breathe easily, and also he'll be suffering from fever, chill, cough, cold and headache. So these are all the signs of pneumonia disease. And in the severe conditions, if we don't treat this disease in time, it will lead to a severe condition where the lips, the infected person's lips and finger nails turn gray to bluish. In some cases, the person dies. Okay, so we have to cure any of the disease. We should not neglect any of the disease. We have to treat the diseases in time. Any of the diseases, if we leave as it is, it will become a fatal one. Okay, so what you have to remember in this pneumonia, let me tell you some more points in the pneumonia. The pneumonia is an infectious disease. The droplets and aerosol. Okay, so yes, this two. Sometimes in the previous examination, they asked in the examination, droplets or aerosols. When a infected person sneezes or coughs, the droplets coming from his mouth or from the nose, it will be contaminated by the bacteria. If those bacteria transmit by air, it will transmit by air, or if it sits on the utensils or any of the instruments, those instruments touches by the healthy persons, that person also, if he is going to take his finger by touching those utensils and instruments, after touching those utensils, devices, if he put his hands into the mouth or he touches his eyes, Definitely it is going to enter inside the healthy person. There it will cause infection. There the bacteria multiplies and infect the healthy persons also. So this is the infectious disease, going to infect from infected person to healthy person, from one place to other place. All right, so what you have to remember in this disease, you have to remember the bacterial name. So Streptococcus pneumoniae, Haemophilus influenzae, and to which organ it is going to infect. This you have to remember, alveoli of lung. What will be the condition if the alveoli got infected by the Streptococcus pneumonia or Haemophilus influenzae? The alveoli got filled by a fluid which lead to severe respiratory problems. 1. Primarily, he will be suffering from fever, chill, cough, cold and headache. Okay, so that's all about the pneumonia disease. The third one is common cold. So this is the third disease caused by the virus known as rhinovirus. It is going to infect to the nose and throat. That's it. It is not, do not infect to lung. So it is not infecting to lung. So you have to remember this, my dear students. If someone is suffering from a common cold, why the persons will be suffering from a common cold? Because the virus is infecting to the nose and throat. Primarily, how they feel, how the disease will show its characteristic feature, primarily congestion and discharge of nose takes place. Okay, one thing, discharge and congestion, and next is hoarseness, and next is headache, and then cough and many more. So primarily how he feel the common cold, some not easily he can breathe, and running nose, you can say the discharge in sense running nose, hoarseness, change in the voice, headache and cough. So these are the most common characteristic features of common cold. The person who is suffering from common cold, their droplets and aerosols coming from the mouth and nose will infect to the healthy persons through the air or the utensils or the devices or the keyboard or mouse or hand is sharing all these things with the infected person can easily cause this kind of disease to the healthy person. So that's why, my dear students, wherever you go, whatever you do, in which place you are, please remember my words. Please be careful and follow the rules of the lifestyle. So what are the rules of lifestyle nowadays? They are showing in the media, visual media and audio media and print media. What you have to keep? You have to keep yourself very hygiene. Do not share any of the things with your anyone. If you want to, just sanitize that. Okay. So I forgot to mention the introduction of the pathogens. What type of pathogens will be which is going to infect to the human body? The pathogens will be in the form of, or they will be bacteria or viruses, protozoans and helminthes. So these are the pathogens. These pathogens and also fungi. Just now we learned the bacteria and virus pathogen. The bacteria, it is causing or it is spreading the disease from one person to other person. We studied typhoid, we studied pneumonia and also diphtheria, plague, dysentery. So these are the commonly occurring of diseases from this bacteria. Alright, some of the bacteria are infecting to the intestine, some of the bacteria are infecting to the alveoli, some of the bacteria are infecting to the large intestine. So this is how the bacteria or the virus or the protozoans, helminthes, fungi, it has the particular region or particular organ from which they are going to infect to the healthy person. Alright, so before infecting to the human body, just we'll call the human body as a host cell. Okay, a host. Alright, host. In the host body, the nature of the host body or the host cell will be it will be in a different environment. Like for example, in our body, the pH of the skin is different. In our stomach, the pH level will be high and the digestive enzymes will be also present. So in the small intestine, bacteria, helpful bacteria, the absorbing bacteria will also be present. So these bacteria, these viruses, these pathogens, what it has to learn, how it has to compensate with the host cell. It has to compensate by sharing that harmful or very high acidic nature, or the digestive enzymes are how very strong enzymes will also be present. By all these, by overcoming all those ambiances, it has to overcome and it has to infect. Infecting means what? Absorbing nutrition and leading the host cell or causing some diseases inside the host cell. That will lead to a very severe or a common disease. Okay, so my point of view is my word is these microorganisms are pathogens and they are going to live inside the host body and there they are going to infect. And after entering inside the host or it is infecting the host body, what they will do? By utilizing the host body proteins or genetic material, they are going to multiply its number. Not only they are going to stay in one place, they will pass from other place to other places also, to other organs also, and there if possible they used to infect there also. Okay, so just in this class we learned only 3 diseases in this session. So in the next session we'll move on to the next diseases, like the malaria caused by a protozoan, and then helminthus, Entamoeba histolytica, and amoebiasis. The disease name is amoebiasis, ringworm disease. So we have 4 more diseases to learn. We'll see that diseases in the next class. Thank you.